Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm here to update you on my 2020 beauty budget. I'm doing okay so far. Not quite as well as I'd hoped to be doing at this point of the year. This is my second update of the year. I'm doing these updates quarterly, and I'm tracking my beauty budget and also my fashion budget. I feel like, at least in my world, those are kind of in the same category of spending, but I do have a separate budget for beauty and fashion. So I'm gonna start with beauty because this is where I have spent the most so far, and it's also, I think, probably the category that most of you guys are interested in hearing about. So I'm gonna be letting you know how much I've spent in the last quarter, so April, May, and June. So my budget for this year, in case this is your first time watching any of my videos in this series, my budget that I set for myself for makeup was $900 for the whole year. I also set a budget of $900 for fashion, clothing, accessories, shoes, and things like that. So in theory, if I were to set myself a monthly budget, the goal would be to spend around $75 a month on makeup. But of course, some months are gonna be more than that, some months are gonna be less than that. That's why I decided to set just the full year budget. So if you watched my Q1 update, I had spent a total of $268.65 on beauty. And by the way, my beauty category includes any kind of makeup, skincare, or non-essential body care. So that is the amount that I spent in Q1. If you want to see that update and everything that I spent money on, I'll link that below. So Q2, I have spent almost $100 more than I did in Q1. So let's just break this down. I spent a total of $361.50 from the beginning of April to now the end of June. In April, I spent $74, which is good. That's like a good monthly amount to be staying on track. And I spent that $74 on a Pacifica order. I bought some makeup, some sunscreen products, some nail polish. I've struggled a little bit to figure out how to categorize sunscreen and whether or not that even should be considered beauty, because to me that's also an essential personal care product. But I decided that any sunscreen I'm buying that I don't necessarily need, like let's say I already have one face sunscreen that works really well for me, but I decide to buy 5 more to do a video comparing and reviewing a bunch of sunscreens, I do count those extra 5 that I purchased because technically they were non-essential. I already had one, so I didn't technically need any more than that. I hope that makes sense. So sunscreen, I've decided, does count towards my beauty budget spending, as long as I consider it to be non-essential. If let's say I ran out of all my body sunscreens and so I bought a new one, that would not count towards my budget because I consider that to be an essential personal care product. That's where my spending went in April. In May, I spent quite a bit, $189.60. I did place an order on e.l.f.'s website. That total came out to $60. I also purchased a sunscreen from Versed. That was around $21. I purchased a sunscreen from Bare Republic for around $10, and then I placed a pretty big order on Supergoop's website and I spent $98.17. All the sunscreen products that I bought in May were products that I bought for videos specifically, but it still counts towards my beauty budget. A big purpose of this budget for me this year was to keep my spending in check, even for things that I'm buying for videos, because it can be very easy as a YouTuber to justify beauty spending by saying, well, this is for a video. It's still money out of my pocket at the end of the day, so that is a big reason why I did decide to count all those sunscreen products towards this budget. Even though you might not look at sunscreen as a beauty product, for me it's something that I am buying for my beauty channel and also for myself to use. So May, the spending in May was a little high. And then in June, I have spent $97.90, so about $98. I purchased a resurfacing glycolic nighttime treatment from Acure for $19. I also bought a couple of hair accessories, kind of. So I bought a flat iron, because that is one way that I style my hair now that it's short. I never used to straighten my hair before, but now I do it at least once a week. So I did buy a flat iron. It was $20. I'm a big saver when it comes to hair care, so I just bought like a cheap one from Conair. It's working great so far. And then I also bought some like scrunchies and hair clips from Target. In that same trip to Target, I also decided to buy a scalp scrub for $8 from Yes2. So yeah, that was kind of an expensive trip to Target, you know. I hadn't been to Target in like months, and so I was just kind of excited to be there, you know? So yeah, but anyway, that did add up quite a bit. Then I also purchased a new mascara to replace one that had dried up. And in that same trip, I also bought a lash primer just because I've never tried a lash primer before, so you know, what the heck? So I ended up spending $16 on the two of those things at Walgreens. And finally, this was an unexpected purchase. I wasn't planning on spending anything else this month, but I had been eyeing the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette like ever since it came out. I'd been wanting it, and I'd been planning on purchasing an Urban Decay palette eventually just because I'd never tried the formula, and I felt like, I don't know, I just wanted to try an Urban Decay palette. So the Naked Honey palette, along with several other Urban Decay palettes, went on sale for around half off. And so I decided to just go for it because who knows when it's going to be half off again. I purchased the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette for $27.90, which is amazing. That palette is normally $50, and of course that is including tax and shipping as well. I think I might have gotten free shipping. I can't remember. I think I got like a $5 off coupon of some sort as well, so great deal. Very proud of that. So that brought my June beauty spending total to around $98. So in quarter two, like I said, I've spent $361.50, which is high. That's more than a third of my total yearly budget. So far this year, I've spent $630 out of my $900 budget, and we're only halfway through the year. That means I've spent 70% of my budget so far. So not doing great here. I have $270 left of my budget. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like it's possible that I might go a little bit over my budget this year. If I go, you know, a little bit over, like let's say I end up spending $1,000 instead of $900 on beauty, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna beat myself up over that because it's not that big of a deal. I still feel like I'm doing okay, but I remember in my last beauty budget update at the end of March, I was telling you guys, I don't see myself buying any new makeup anytime soon because that was when the coronavirus just started really taking effect, and I would, you know, it was a very uncertain time, still is. So at that time I was like, I'm gonna try to save as much money as I can. But you know what? Quarantine takes a toll sometimes on your emotions. I know it did for me, and sometimes a little makeup or skincare pick-me-up just really can lift your mood. I'm not trying to justify emotional spending, and I'm not really saying that all of my spending was emotional. Like, some of it was genuinely for videos that I really wanted to do, and that sunscreen video is like a huge yearly undertaking for me. I won't be doing any more big videos like that that require me to buy like a ton of products just for a video. That doesn't happen very often. I really do try to keep most of my content focused on like products that I already own and project panning, shopping my stash, that kind of thing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, in 3 more months I can come back and tell you guys that I'm, you know, back on track. So we will see. But switching gears and talking about my fashion spending, I've been doing quite well on my fashion spending. The only thing I have bought since my last update have been 2 pairs of shorts from Target that came out to $26.94 in May, and a pair of running shoes that I bought in June for, I mean, running shoes are expensive, $111.21. So those are the only things I've bought in the last quarter. I didn't buy anything in March or April at all in the fashion category, and fashion includes clothing, shoes, and any kind of accessories like maybe purses or something. So first quarter I spent $178 on fashion, and this quarter I've spent $138.15. So far this year I've only spent $316. I mean, only, that does sound like a lot. I spent $316, which is only 35% of my total $900 budget. I have $584 left. I really don't see myself buying a ton of new clothes or anything this year. I think that really the reason why I really haven't spent much on clothes this year is just being stuck at home for most of the time over the past 3 months. I haven't really seen the need to even buy any clothes because it's not like I'm going anywhere. It's not like I'm trying to impress anybody. I am trying to kind of get into running just because I haven't been going to my gym. My gym reopened in May, back when my whole state basically reopened. Now we're seeing a huge spike in new cases, which is frightening, but I have not gone to the gym at all. I have my membership like frozen for now. Not going to the gym, which means I'm trying to get into running a little bit. I always say that I hate running, and the truth is I don't hate running. It's just that it's been hard for me to get into it over the years, but it is a really easy way to get some exercise. So that's why I bought running shoes, because I did not have a proper pair of running shoes. My fashion budget is going way better than my beauty budget. Like I said, I've only spent 35% of my fashion budget so far, and I've spent 70% of my beauty budget, which in a way they kind of balance each other out. So if for some reason I end up going under budget on fashion but over budget on beauty, I'm also okay with that, you know? So that's how my budget has gone so far this year. This is just the budget that I'm tracking on my channel. I actually do keep a budget for all of my spending separate from this. I don't want to bore you guys to death and tell you about all my spending, but I do keep a spreadsheet throughout the whole year. All of my spending has pretty much fit into that, but it has really helped me to keep track of this and keep myself accountable and share with you guys. Also, maybe it helps you if you're trying to stick to a budget this year. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Like I said, I do these updates quarterly, so there will be another one at the end of September, which I'm sure will be here before we know it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to stick around for future videos. I upload 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week, so I'd love to see you again soon, and hopefully I'll talk to you next time.